Hello and welcome back to Factor Y. We are going to start this episode by just finishing off cleaning up our starter base, which is up here. What's left of it is research, which we're just going to delete because we're going to build a bigger research somewhere else. Like research right now, like this one here takes 500 RT1s. So that would be, this process is at 16 seconds for one, so that would be roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes to do that research if we only had one lab. So we're going to have to build more labs so that we can make that number more accessible. And then up here we have the influence. We're just going to move this down to the hub or to the resource belt bus down here. We'll put another tab in down here and build that. Alright, so laid it out a little bit differently. We have copper and iron coming in right next to each other. And then it just splits right here. So it splits here, crossing, and it goes over to here. So I kind of like this setup. Input on this side, possibly output on this side. So it looks pretty good. We have the influence being made here. We have labs being made here, super slowly, but they are being made. And then I added down the source chest and sync chest, which is what's used in the modules to input and output resources. So they're all being made slowly, but at least they'll work in the background while we work on research. Research, I'm going to try to do a whole belt full of these guys here, gears, so that we have a whole belt of research. So we'll calculate labs out in a minute. This can be deleted now. So this basically finishes off our, just getting rid of our starter base. It's just left as research. We're going to try to find a area that has iron and coal so we can smelt. This looks good down here, so we can grab a whole bunch of iron, a whole bunch of coal, put a whole row full of belts down, or gears down, to make research out of. So let's try that. Here's the start of the research area. We're going to have coal and iron coming in this side. It'll be smelted, directly inserted into a gear factory, and which will go to a research factory, making RT1, and off this belt here. So that should be a full belt of RT1s, and we'll just run a row of labs up this way and dump them into there, and then we'll look at research tier 2. But first let's get this mined and supplied. Alright, that's 12 or 13 of them down right now. We'll see how that goes. I think we can support a lot more than that, but for now it's good enough. It's a lot better than we had. Let's go do power real quick. I think I can just go like this. Copy it. See if I can line it up. Ooh, that's going to be close. I will try it. Put that down there and we'll see if we can get 13 miners out of here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 12.8 is what we need, so I think that should be good. Just like that, we have some more power. It's worth noting these two down here. See, this one has light on, this one does not. This means it's not operating. I don't know why either. Like this one has coal holding it and it's not putting it on the belt, so either the belt speed isn't quite accurate, or my calculations are a little off, or possibly a combination of the both. But either way, it's good enough. We just know that these don't operate all the time. Occasionally a piece of coal makes it down there, but not very often. Otherwise the rest of them are on. So let's go back to the research area. This is research token 2. It requires research tier 1, 2 wires, and 1 belt. So I'm going to plan on supplying, we'll say, 6 slabs. See how that goes for a start. So that means I'll need 12 wire and 6 belts. So I'm going to get an array of that set up. We're going to have to smelt some more iron and copper and bring it over. But hopefully we have enough power to do that. So we have 2 new smelting arrays. 1 copper here, 1 iron here. That just sends a full belt over here. I don't need a full belt, but for future use, might as well have it. So we will take the iron and split it here. Send half of it up this way, and then we will do. This makes gears over here. This makes belts. And then we'll take the belts across the way here into the Research Token 2 buildings. So same thing here and here. And let's see, this one goes up to there. This goes up to there, and then the iron or the copper down here will be sent up this way. We'll just delete these because I mixed them up. Put a crossing in there. Crossing in here. There we go. And this will send it all the way up to the things making wire up here. So let's grab these and just throw these into the. Actually, let's do it this way. And the wire will come out over here. We have 6 of these. So that is making wire. These things are so hard to see. And then this will come down to here. And then we'll grab wire and put it in there and there. I'm going to copy these up and do. So there'll be a total of 6 RT2 assemblers. So that is belts being manufactured. As you can see, there is belts on there. The wire should be coming down momentarily. And then the last thing we need is these things, RT1s. So let's grab another splitter. That's why I put these crossings here. And then we can grab this, stick them in there, and there, and then we will put down another crossing in the center here. And probably just put them directly into the labs. So that's RT2s being made. See if it's working. Up there it goes across and into the lab. Looks like these can hold more than one research type, so I could probably even pipe the R2s back over to here. But for now we'll just leave them over there. So I'm going to copy this up real quick. Now that we have Research Tier 2 going, we can take a look at research. And I think we'll do this one here, this furnace burner Mark II. So it unlocks faster versions of furnace and burner. Requires 500 RT1s and 50 RT2s. So let's get that started. It shouldn't take too long. 50 RT2s divided by 6 would be roughly 8 cycles, which 8 times 16 would be 160 seconds. So, not too bad. You can see in the bottom right of the screen here, RT1 is 128 of 500, RT2 is 50 of 50, so that research is done for RT2s. Tier 1 has a lot more, and some of the other research is this one is 500, some of them are 2,000. So let's go ahead and copy this and just rotate it across the way here. We should be making plenty of research, so that we'll speed that along. While we're waiting for research to complete, let's go put another power plant in. Looks like there's some coal over here. We can use this one right here, so let's just copy that over. Make sure it fits right around the influencers. And we'll just hook it up to some coal. Back over here at the hub, we're going to start adding some of the stuff that we've researched. I've let it run for a while, got a lot of research done, so we can start building some things. First up we're going to do is we're going to handle the Mark II burners, so that we can hopefully work towards better power. So let's move these out of the way for now. And then we'll put stuff back in. So let's see, this is the burner here. So that goes there. We will move this to here, copy this to here. So that is burners. Now Mark II burners require, let's see what they require. I know they require a Mark I burner, so burners. So they require 1 burner, 32 stone bricks, quite a few stone bricks, and 4 rods. So stone bricks we can just grab off of here. The Mark I burners we can move from here. And then we'll make another one like this for rods, since we already have iron coming down this line here. Just finish some research. And then I guess we'll have to put a provider in here. We'll do this one here. Alright, so that is Mark II burners being made. They'll take a while because they need 32 bricks. So that's going to take quite some time to make. We'll do something similar for the furnaces, and I'll just put them right below it here. Alright, so next up is putting motors on the bus. I think motors are going to be used for a lot of things, as well as chips. So I think we're going to play around with modules for this. I don't think they're as efficient as, I'm probably not doing it correctly, but so like if you click on this render settings, you can actually see the insides of the module. But like so this one, it takes a arm to get it into here, and then an arm to get it into here. So it's very inefficient because it has to move it twice to get it into here. Whereas when it's on the surface here, not inside a module, it just takes one to get it to the gearbox. So, but what I like about it is it's very easily readable. Like down here in this factory partition here, it all blurs together. They all look the same. There's no differentiation. You have to really zoom in to figure out, okay, I'm making burners here. What am I doing here? I'm making burners Mark II here. So you have to really zoom in to figure out what you're doing if you don't remember where you put stuff. Whereas with the module, it's nicely labeled. It sticks out quite a bit. So we're going to try it for motors and see how we like it. So to create a new module, you just click on this. This is our existing modules. We only have one. You click on the new module layout, that brings you up to this, and you can just basically, it doesn't cost to build anything in here until you place it in the world, and it charges you for whatever components you have. So let's put down an assembler in here, set it to motors so we can see what it requires. It requires 2 wires and 2 gears. So 2 wires, let's put down 2 more of these. This one's going to be doing wires, and this one's going to be doing gears. And then we have to remember to put down, we're going to need, I'm just doing this quickly, I'll reorganize it in a second. We have to put down these to bring in the copper and the, so this is where we'll load copper into it from the outside world. Something like this. And you have to select what these are. So this one we want to make sure it's set to copper. This one we want to make sure it's set to iron. And you can set limits on these things, so like it'll run, let's say we want to make 10 at a time. So it won't run until it gets 10 in there. And then this can be, I'm just doing this quickly, I'm going to reorganize it here in a minute. I'm just trying to show you. And then, so this would be, and then put a module, and this would be the outs portion here. So that's a real quick design, and then you would have to figure out, okay, how long does this take to run? Let's say you want to make 10 of these, so you want to limit it to 10. And this is basically set up here to stop when sinks reach the limit. So when this hits 10, it'll only load 10 in here, then it'll run. So this again requires 2 wires and 2 gears to make 1 motor, so you'd actually have to make these to be 20. Because this would make 20 gears, which is what we need for 10 motors. And this would actually be 10 because this makes 2 wires per copper plate. So 20, 10, so this would be perfectly balanced. And then we can reset it here. Set this fast ticking button so that it operates faster. And we can basically see if we hover over, just leave my mouse here, it shows you how long it's taking to run. So it took 6,273 ticks to run, and it put out 10 motors. So 6273 ticks, 10 motors. And then we can set this divisor up here, because right now it'll only run every 6,200 ticks, but if we want it to run more often, we can set this divisor by, say, 10. And now it'll divide these inputs by 10, so this will run when it has 2 iron in it. So let's just save this and I'll show you. I'm going to come back and revise this, but motor. So it's added now, so now we have a second module here, motors. So if I add this to the world, just add it down here so I can run it. So now when you hover over it, it shows you it's going to take 628 ticks, which is what I said divided by 10. So, and this requires, if you zoom in, it only requires 1 copper and 2 iron. Once it has those coppers and irons, it'll operate and spit out 1, this says 0 of 1 motors. And it'll take 628 ticks to do that. So that's the basics of it. I'm going to go back and revise it. I think actually it might be pretty good, but I'm going to go take a second look at it. Alright, so I went back and looked at it. It actually is pretty good, so I'm not going to change it at all. So what I like about this is now I can easily tell this portion of the factory is making motors. Super clear. I don't have to zoom into super close to squint my eyes and see what it's making. It's super clear, so that's what I like about it. You can easily see what sections of your factory are doing. And for instance, like in order to copy this, I would have to copy all these parts, where this one I can just copy it up and move it over to here. So it's super easy to make copies. So if I want more of them, I just go 1, 2, 3 like that, and boom, I have 3 setups making motors. Then all I have to do is come in here and grab some arms and set these to grab the copper. Then I'll have to set up the crossings for the iron. But just like that, we're making motors, and I can easily copy it and see, okay, this section is making motors. If I really want to zoom in, I can tell it's set to make 1 motor. So super cool. So I think we'll keep using it for now, even though it costs more of these arms to operate. Another nice feature of these modules is they light up a different color when they're operating. So these two are kind of darker. They're not operating. This one is brighter, so it is operating. I can show you if I extend these up a little bit. Now all 3 of them are operating. So it's pretty cool. I think we'll use it. The only thing I could see being a problem in the future would be there's no way these aren't labeled or organized, so once you get 20 or 30 of them, it might be hard to locate which one you're looking for. But we'll see how it goes. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Next episode we'll get into Mark II belts and arms and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.